In that country of luminous landscapes and wide horizons, where the wind runs in the reeds and the slow rivers flow to our cold sea, a man may still sense and live something of the life of the older England, which was uninhibited, free and natural. So wrote Alan Savory in his book, Norfolk Fowler. And we're experiencing it. We've just left Wayford Bridge and are on our way down the Ent to the ruins of St. Benet's Abbey. Wildlife on the way. A beautiful summer's day in Norfolk. Norfolk, by the way, simply means North folk or Northern people. Suffolk is the South folk. Its history is fascinating. The Romans were here, and Boudica, queen of the Iceni, a local girl, fought them. The Vikings were here. And actually many still remain. Some important people too. Lord Nelson grew up not far from where we are now. George Washington's forebears went to America from a village only a few miles away. Albert Einstein lived here after he fled Hitler. Even the legendary American Indian Pocahontas lived not far away.
We passed the windmill 5-6 times, and now we're going again. Get it more and more shots with our wide this time, and hopefully it'll be a perfect shot.
But we're back at Ansett Mill again. This time, just about as good as it gets. For Broadophiles, there are certain places that stir the memories. For me, it was my dad here, back in 1974, wearing his captain's hat and a broad smile. A day like today called for a video shoot. We actually turned the boat a couple of times to make sure we had some good shots. So we're going back here, and soon we'll turn around again. It was fun. Great shots. We're now heading to Barton Turf, on the north edge of Barton Broad. This place is also a historic place. Lord Horatio Nelson was born here. He was also the Duke of Bronte, but no relation to the famous sisters. The stay at Barton Turf is a great place to have lunch on the boat and take on water. It's a very pretty place. This is the staith from which Lord Nelson would have learned to sail. He would be visiting his sister just over the trees here, and he would come down here as a teenager and he learned to sail here. And this is the expansive Barton Broad, one of the largest broads. It's still a popular place for sailing boats, and the flat open countryside makes for good sailing conditions. On a breezy day, the wind fair rattles through this place. But it's time for lunch. Come and get it. Then we make our plans. It is really a very nice day today. Excited sailors prepare for a sail. The wind is getting up a little. So we continued our journey. Into Barton Broad. The Sunday crowd getting ready to race. Then up through Ørsted again. Its beautiful thatched homes, mock Tudor houses, and manicured lawns. So glad to be in England now that summer's here. I've been coming here for 54 years with 4 generations of family and friends. And it's therefore a special place, with memories around every bend and broad. So it's not just an aesthetic experience for me. I'm enjoying floating through nature, a gentle breeze in my face, like the breath of God stimulating the spiritual senses as eyes and ears enhance the experience. I love it. Next is Ludham Bridge, half a mile from the village. A great stop-off for boats to take on water and get supplies, perhaps a snack. When on a boat, one always has to take the opportunity to replenish supplies when it thus presents itself, and this we did before setting out to St. Benet's Abbey, a very important place in the history of Norfolk. You've probably heard of King Canute. He was here too. He granted this piece of land to the holy men living here 1,000 years ago. He was the king of Denmark, England, and Norway, that was referred to as the North Sea Empire. But he's usually misrepresented as an arrogant king who believed he had miraculous powers, when in actual fact his famous act of commanding the tide not to come in was to illustrate to his courtiers that he had no such power. This is how the abbey might have appeared toward the end of the Middle Ages, today quite different, as a Georgian windmill was built over the gatehouse, parts of which remain. Here the ancient wall, 1,000 years old, still standing. The gatehouse, the main entrance to the abbey, was ornately decorated. The mill that replaced it in the 1720s still remains, as does the back part of the original gatehouse. The mill is the oldest tower mill on the Broads, and visitors may freely enter and peruse. The back arch of the gatehouse, still standing. It's a very impressive monument. 1,000-year-old gatehouse with a 1970s windmill in it. The cross marks the place where the ancient church once stood. Nate had a small drone and was giving it a try. Drones have come a long way since then. They give us great perspective on places. What next? We're close to the South Walsham Broads, so we decided to take a look. This is another place that for me has always held a lot of memories, and both the inner and outer Broads are beautiful, though quite different. When viewed from the air, it appears the Bure was rerouted, though I could not find any evidence of this canal being cut. The outer Broad is surrounded by thatched houses. We briefly entered into the inner Broad, which is quiet with many birds. We then slowly made our way back up the Bure to Wroxham in the evening sun. I particularly enjoy the evenings on the Broads. One reason is that most boats have moored up already, and the waterways are relatively quiet. The quiet of the evening as the sun sets, and people take it easy. Up through Horning. The tour boats doing the evening cruise. It's been another great day.